Hey, if you're someone who is tired of store-bought bread or you've been thinking about maybe trying to bake at home, we have the recipes for you today.
All right, here to show us how easy baking bread is, Berg, winner of MasterChef Canada. Nice to see you.
So nice to see you again.
I said the word easy. I'm terrified of making bread. I feel like it's so complicated.
You know what? It seems complicated, but it's really not. It's way easier. You can't overmix it like you can cookies, so I feel like even if you're a novice, you can do it.
So the best sort of starting bread would be what, focaccia? Is that
I
what
would
you're
say
thinking?
focaccia. Focaccia doesn't have the fussy mixing or forming that a lot of other doughs do have. So for the focaccia, we start with the flour and salt in a bowl, and we make a well.
Well, I like that.
Yeah, it's kind of fancy. And then, so this is just the yeast that's been started in some warm water. We dump that on in, and then we do a 1/4 cup of oil, and dump it in, and then we just mix.
See, the good thing about starting with focaccia is it sounds really fancy.
It does,
to say, hey, I made some homemade focaccia for you.
It sounds like you know exactly what you're doing in the kitchen, but essentially all we're gonna do is mix this until it kind of comes together and forms a shaggy dough.
Shaggy dough.
Shaggy dough.
What does shaggy dough look like, Mary?
You want it a little more than this. You kind of want it to look like this one.
Okay.
So it's something that you can work with and use your hands for without getting it like totally covered on your hands and fingers.
Yeah, okay, so that's the thing. There's a technique when it comes to kneading,
Yes.
right? So maybe you can walk us through that. Maybe
Yeah.
you want to try that?
You know what I'm going to try.
You want to give it a go?
I have to roll up because I think I'm a little fancy for
You
the
are
kitchen.
fancy.
Okay.
This is a fancy
Okay, I'm
kitchen
rolling.
day.
Where are our aprons?
So,
Your morning apron.
so this is how I'll give you a demo, and
Also,
then you
I
can
feel
do
like
it.
I need a bonnet, but continue.
Yeah, right? So for kneading, you kind of want to push down with the heel of your hand and then bring it up and over.
Nice.
Okay.
So push down, up and over, like
Marie,
that.
let's
All
see
right,
your-
let's see it. Let's see you go. Okay.
This is like also a good workout if you've skipped the gym.
It is.
Oh, and it's very therapeutic.
It is. It's
If you're
calming.
angry or you're frustrated, you need it out.
There's
Take it
another
out.
portion of bread making that is good for if you're angry.
Ooh, what is it?
So essentially, when you're done kneading the dough,
Okay.
which you're doing an amazing job,
Okay, and when it's done, it should look smooth like this?
it should be nice and smooth, and we put it into a well-oiled bowl. So we knead it a little bit longer, probably
Smells good.
about 5 or 6 minutes. Pop it in there, cover it with a towel, and
Da, 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 da.
you get a nice risen dough.
Oh, wow. Wait, how long are we talking about?
So that's about an hour, hour and a half. You want it to double in size, so it's nice and lofty, and all the gluten and the yeast have developed, and it makes a nice flavor. So all you need to do now is punch it down.
Well,
Who
I'm
wants
gonna
to
let you
punch
do
it?
this.
Do you want to punch?
You got your sleeves
Okay.
rolled.
Yeah, you got your sleeves punched or ready.
All right. You.
Oh,
and she's undoing her coat.
yeah.
Get ready.
So just give it a
Muhammad
punch.
Ali.
Okay, ready?
Yeah. There you go.
Oh,
See?
I was not
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be a little harder.
No, it's quite nice and tender. So
How much punching does it need?
That's it.
Depends on my
Just
day.
one
Yeah.
punch.
Oh, that's it?
You know what? You can punch it more if you're feeling like a little saucy.
Therapeutic. I don't know.
But so it's a nice and soft dough. Then
Okay.
we've got about a 1/4 cup of oil in here. And to shape focaccia, it's so easy.
Okay.
You pop it in and you just kind of stick your fingers all the way down and stretch.
Oh, fun.
You want it to have holes in it because that gives it the kind of craggly texture that you're looking for with focaccia.
You know what happens with me? I tend to troubleshoot when I'm baking, and which is probably the worst thing to do. It's very exact science, isn't it?
It is.
I know. I feel like I've tried to make dough and this kind of thing, and
Yeah.
I've started to play. You can't really play. You've got to stick to
You
it.
have to stick to a recipe, but this is where you can be creative. So after you do this, you can top it with some tomatoes and basil, potatoes thinly sliced with rosemary, caramelized onions and cheddar, and get something that looks kind of like this focaccia over here. So this one we've done all 3 types. We've got the caramelized onion, the tomato, and the potato. And once you put the toppings on, you let it rise up for about an hour, pop it in the oven, and you're good to go to enjoy with some nice balsamic reduction or whatever.
Amazing.
It does, but you know what smells really good are these cinnamon buns.
cinnamon
And this
buns.
is something that we could do for the weekend.
Yes. So cinnamon buns, my recipe is actually an overnight recipe. So it's nice for if you have that long weekend and you're looking for a nice cinnamon bun recipe first thing in the morning, and you don't want to have to get up at like 3 a.m.
Oh,
I'm assuming that's your week.
that's my normal.
Yeah. So basically what I've done is this dough, it takes maybe 10 minutes to put together. If you have a
Good.
stand mixer, it's the best way to
things
do
are
it.
great,
Oh my
aren't
gosh,
they?
amazing. I use mine regularly. So this is it all mixed up. This dough's a little different because it does have eggs, sugar, and butter in it.
Okay.
Makes it a little more tender and that cinnamon bun-like flavor and texture you're looking for.
Okay.
So I've just rolled it out after after I've mixed it, and it's risen for about an hour. Now we're gonna put butter on it.
Oh,
Wow.
everything's better with
No,
butter.
I was gonna
Right?
say, you know
Spread
it's
it
gonna be-
around. Yeah,
Sure.
spread away.
And then Lindsey can add the...
The cinnamon sugar.
Okay, so, and that's all it really is? Like I've just...
Pretty much. This
Okay.
is just cinnamon sugar together. A
Okay.
little bit of salt in there too, just because it makes it nice and bright.
You know when you're putting
And-
things
oh, that's
butter on
load
with a
it
paintbrush?
up.
Oh, load it.
Yeah,
Like,
load
just
it up.
like, bam.
Yeah. And
Here we
then,
go.
because we're gonna get messy.
Awesome.
So-
That smells so good, doesn't it?
This is amazing.
Okay.
So, and really, I use the whole thing.
Oh,
I
so
use
just
a lot.
like
yeah,
literally, like
just
Lindsey,
dump it
what
on.
are you doing?
That's
You know
good.
what's great is when this stuff
we go.
oozes out onto the pan.
That's what you want.
The sticky bits after.
You want it to be nice and oozy, and then we just kind of spread it out. Break up clumpies of
Okay.
shugs.
I can help you with that.
Clumpies of sugar. There you go.
Just like, yeah,
look at
right?
more
efficient
range.
Lindsey is.
Yeah,
You got to use what's around you.
exactly.
There we go.
So
Okay.
essentially, all we do, and then you kind of press it in, and then for rolling the cinnamon bun dough,
Okay, this would be fun with kids.
it is. It's.
That's a good idea.
If you're okay with it getting a little messy,
Well, sure, and
okay.
especially on a rainy day.
Yeah.
Like, I do that with my kids all the time. We end up baking a lot of cookies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
which is great.
So
this
this
would
is
be a
the
good
roll.
alternative.
I
This
would have
is when
gone the
you
other
roll.
way. This is good that
You
you're
kind of
here.
want to go. You kind of want to go in and out because you want more buns.
It's like a pita.
It's like a big old pita or like a fajita or something.
Okay, so you're gonna roll and then cut. I'm
Wow.
assuming
You roll it up. You want to seal the edge,
Yep.
and
You
then
just seal it with just by pressing?
you press or
You don't put
pinch
any-
it.
okay.
No egg yolk or anything like that, and then you
Okay.
just cut the buns.
And then what do you bake these at, Mary?
You bake them at 350, but the thing is, at this point, you would put them in your fridge overnight, wake up first thing in the morning, and you're good to go.
Pop them in.
And then you get these bad boys.
Amazing.
You can do
I-
any other types of flavors too, pistachios. You could do pumpkin spice for Thanksgiving.
that's a good idea.
Love that.
Cinnamon. You can do the pistachio
try that
white
one? I wanna
chocolate.
try- can I try
Yeah,
that
get in it.
one? Yeah.
It's good.
This is,
Now we're both eating and no one can throw it a break.
yeah.
And you can find these recipes, both for the focaccia and the toppings for that, as well as our cinnamon buns, on our website, yourmorning.ca.